I go back and forth with some things. But it's for a local nonprofit that does feral cat outreach traffic police program. And so one of the things we're building for them is this ability to go in and list all the cats that they are, all the cats that they have in their, this is a mock-up. But what you can see is that we have this custom post type of cats, and I go in and I click on little bub, and then I'll have some kind of information about this particular cat. So we're setting up the structure for it. Okay, so this is a page type, cats. But cats is different than something like if I went over to their wish list page. Right? This is a totally different kind of page. It's going to look different. It's going to function differently. So behind the scenes, what I've done is I'm using Simple Skeleton as my parent theme, also as a starter theme. And I've dug in here and I've actually created a page called Single. Oh, where's it? Sorry. I've created a page just for each cat. And so what this says is basically for each cat that you find, we're looking at just that one cat page, give you the photo, give you the gender, all this sort of stuff. There's PHP, some fun stuff for the advanced custom fields and custom post types. I'm not getting into, but this file lives inside of my child theme. It is basically a hacked version of page.php, but I've customized it just to use it for cats. And I'll do a separate one for columns, which are groups of cats. And I might do a separate one for the home page, so I can make the home page look totally different. Call it home.php. So there's different ways of doing this in that child theme. If tomorrow Simple Theme gets updated, I update Simple Theme, great. My child theme isn't touched, no way I keep going, no way I keep going. So basically what you would do is you'd use as much of the parent theme as you want, but anytime you want to diverge from it, you find that file in the theme, whether it be page.php or single.php or footer. You just want to change the footer. Copy that over to your child theme, start hacking away at it. Now when you load that child theme, it's going to load that parent theme, and it's going to just replace whatever footer you have by default with your new footer. It makes those customizations safely in that child theme. Kind of makes sense?
Are you making these changes in code?
Yes. Yeah, in this case, I'm doing style sheets where you're editing PHP files, HTML files, things like that.
Okay.
But then what you do is, I mean, then you create a new page.php, the child theme, and the new updates are coming. Say they made a lot of changes in the page, then you will have to, so you better highlight what you changed there so that you can then copy and put it.
It's possible.
Otherwise you lose all their updates.
Sure. In most cases, their theme developers want to have the backwards compatibility, especially if they advertise their theme as being child theme, right? Because they know they're going to have a lot of people with pitchforks and torches at the door. They will break the big things with the whole navigation change.
All right. As I'm looking at this page and I see gender, disposition, age, species, etc., and then I see the arguments inside the field function. Are those all inside the custom field? So it says STL, SEO, cat genders, they have one function.
So this
is that in your custom post type? Well, this is man on man.
Let's kind of look at it squint, Robert.
Well, that's all right. You know that I'm struggling with trying to grasp the concept around CPTs, and I'm getting closer to understanding the syntax. So is that part of your field construction on a custom post type?
So there's two magic things going on here. I have a custom post type of STL, SEO cats.
Yes.
And I'm using advanced custom fields to allow my editors to fill out a form to build these pages.
Okay.
So they add a new cat, they fill out the photo, they upload a photo, they fill out this field, they hit save. And now I'm using the template within my child theme to render that as you saw on the picture, green border, and some text.
Okay.
And I have a question.
Yeah, right.
Quick question. As soon as you create a child theme, can you include this on the WordPress.org?
If you create a child theme, could you put it on WordPress.org? That is a really good question.
If you change it enough, you can submit it.
I guess if it diverged enough, you would have to, that would be really tricky. Because you have to, because if I went and downloaded it and wasn't paying attention, I'd be really upset when it wouldn't work. Because I'd try to install the theme and say the parent theme doesn't exist.
You have to write
Yeah, you have to include it.
I never looked at for one child theme in the repository to say that.
Well, if they had the other one installed, it would work.
Right.
Copyright.
Yeah, also,
Copyright and
WordPress has very specific criteria for that each theme that is submitted to the repository has to meet. So you need to meet that checklist. The other thing is, if you're going to put up a theme, are you willing to support it?
Yeah.
not enough that you just created it, or you,
Yeah.
when people start having problems or questions, do you have enough time that you want to devote to answering?
No, sure.
Okay.
Because,
You know what you're in for.
that's a good question, I don't know.
Actually, the question is, if, for example, you get one starting team,
Yeah.
and they are saying you can use this for whatever you want, and I would like to take this functionality, create a child thing, and submit to the WordPress, and be the support.
But now, I mean, you already, I mean, you got a theme and you're already starting to code here.
Mhm.
So you already reached the limit, I mean, you couldn't get your, even the basic like cat and stuff.
Sure.
Okay, the theme is not allowing you to customize it enough, that now you have to go into code. This is a very big.
No, so what I've done here is I've actually modified the admin side of WordPress as well. So when users on this particular website will go into add new cat or update cat information,
Yeah.
there'll be specific fields for each one of these things in the UI.
Your theme couldn't give you all those
No,
fields in the forms and all that.
because the themes themselves will just basically render a page.
This is the
This
beauty
is
of WordPress.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's configurable enough.
Take this off.
What he's done is he's created a custom content site.
Yeah.
So I guess
Yeah.
really-
But in the maintenance, I mean, there are more. Okay.
So in that case, if this seems a little too hairy for you, if you're like, no way, man, I'm just gonna stick with this one theme, it's called 2012 or 2014, never doing anything else, that's fine. If you want something that's robust,
Yeah.
has many options, but doesn't involve so much of this geeky code stuff, that's for something like a theme framework. The next category of themes. The 800-pound gorilla is Genesis. Yes. So I don't have a lot of familiarity with Genesis, but what Genesis is basically a micro ecosystem inside of WordPress itself. It has lots of things like lots of things that are kind of in there. Like I think Genesis has things like my notes are say like SEO options built in, custom widgets that only work with a Genesis theme or in the Genesis framework, layout options, security. There's also things like support that come with these sort of more advanced frameworks. You pay for them. Genesis costs money, as an example. A lot of the other ones I think cost money to take down. What's another one that makes Thematic? I think is another one that's out there. That's a theme framework. But these are super customizable in so much that you download a theme, that works with the Genesis framework. You mush them together, and you've got a bajillion options to make the site work differently. Layouts and options, things like that. But then it's such a